And now, our feature presentation.
I'm always grasping the thread of fate. What does that mean? Grasping the thread of fate, meaning that you taking this bitch by the horns. That's all that means. My destiny, has been a rocky one. They say it's not the destination, it's the journey. But the journey's been rocky, and I've kept my part of the bargain. I've yet to sell. In exactly 3 months from now, I'm going to be that magical number 44. And for at least 30 years, this world has tried and tried, time and time again, tried to get me to sell. But I won't do it. I refuse to do it. We all know, if we're not kidding ourselves, we all know what happens when you sell. When you sell, you lose more than you gain. That's going to be my slogan. When you sell, you're gonna lose more than you gain. They're gonna extend there in the media and they're gonna tell you all kinds of bullshit. And my job is to decipher it. I'm here to decipher the bullshit. Pull this fucking veil. It's time. 2022, 222. Time is squared. Time's gonna be squared again. Times Square. That's right. I did a video on Times Square last year and they took it down. Actually, that's the video that got my channel completely terminated. December 22nd, I did this video about Times Square and YouTube was like, oh, hell no. And that was my third strike, I believe. I got like 2 strikes in a row, back to back. I woke up at 4 in the morning and got an email from YouTube and said, oh, you're out of here. That was on December 23rd, people. Literally a few days before their pagan holiday, they pulled a switch on my channel. I did a 30-minute video about Times Square. It was so fucking riveting and eye-opening. The video didn't live to see a day. Yeah, so that's the first episode. Hope you guys enjoy. I'm just playing around with the format right now. Headlines from hell. Because we are in hell. Just remember that. Always remember that. I'm here to remind you. I'm going to keep reminding you till you get it. Because this place is nothing but hell. So here's the very first official video of Headlines from Hell. Alright? Hope you guys enjoy. Please donate. And I'll see you guys soon. Love y'all. Peace. My feet are literally planted to the soil right now. And it's some dark, rich fucking soil. And I can literally feel the energy going into the soles of my feet. So when that occurs, this information, this knowledge, this intel, it springs through the veins up into your organs and it distributes itself. So you're literally walking around with electromagnetism going through your body. Because what the human being is, we are a source, we are a beacon, we are a receptor, we are antennas, right? And we channel energy, we channel information, we channel light. Light goes through us. We are light beings, if you will, as the New Agers would say. I'm a light being, I'm a light worker. And they have no fucking clue what that shit means. I channel entities. People keep using the word channel. I channel. Yeah, but you're channeling demons too. You're channeling archonic energy. Very strong demons. Even Solomon, soul of man, so-called King Solomon, was a person who at a very young age was indoctrinated into a very deep mystery school. And he was given the ring to rule all rings. Like the Lord of the Rings. That movie's about King Solomon. The title, the name Solomon is an acronym, right? Soul, Sol, O, Man. Man, soul of man. That's what the term Solomon is. And Solomon, supposedly, he commanded demons to build the temple in Jerusalem, right? That temple was not built by humans, and I don't think neither were the pyramids. The pyramids were guided and built by entities who have way more power and might than the human being can ever imagine. Where through telepathy and telekinesis, you can control things to move. That's why the Bible itself will tell you, your holy book will tell you, You have the power to move mountains. Literally, that's a literal thing. You can move rocks, my dude. You can command, you can speak to the rocks. It also says in the Bible that in the end times that the people who were here, who came here to speak, who speak truth to power, if they become silent, if they become complicit, what we call it, by not speaking, the rocks will speak for you. So these are powers that you can command. And metaphysically speaking, if you look at a rock, what is a rock? A rock is a being. A rock is an entity that its energy is so powerful, that it's so dense, that it's been confined through the rock. But the rock is actual energy. You fuck around, you might reincarnate here and be a rock. People be like, well, how could that be possible? Well, don't you know that the rock has consciousness? You pick up a rock right now. I'm holding this little rock right now. This little rock has information. We're all living beings. Just because something is not moving, breathing, and vibrating at your level of consciousness, it doesn't mean that it's not alive. Everything is alive. Everything lives, people. You heard this before. Energy is constant. Energy never dies. It just transmutate, transmutation. And that's why we here. That's what we're doing here. Speaking of the lower third, 3D, that's why we're here. We're in this third dimension to experience this hell. A lot of people will never realize that this is hell. I laugh at these people when they say, well, this is, it could be heaven on earth. Heaven on earth. That's an oxymoron. Heaven could never be on earth, because this earth plane was meant to trap you, was meant to confine you. This three-dimensional plane is portioned out, is sectioned out. There's 3 sections to this plane. Is the lower third, which is this place, but actually is in the middle. Is actually 4 dimensions of the planet, but there's one of the dimensions that you can't see. There's a dimension right here, which is the middle kingdom, I call it, the middle realm, right? This is where you're mostly trapped. Then there's the dimension right under your feet. There's the dimension right below you. And then there's a dimension that's right above you, the light frequency, the dimension that you can see it, but you have to feel it. It's a very powerful, energetic field. And then, which is the air, right? The air, you can feel the air, but can you see the air? And then there's a dimension above the air, which is the light. I know that's a lot right now, guys, but I'm gonna bring it all together at the end. This show will be, I try to do this show every week, but it's not gonna work. So I'm gonna try to do this show every month. Every month I'll put together this show, because it takes me so much time and energy to put together the multimedia. I have to put together the artwork, the intro, the actual research, then the coming together of getting all the different pictures, video clips, and then my research, and then adding my commentary to it. It's very draining. I was up to like 4 a.m. doing this, putting together the final touch. I see things visually in my mind, but for me to bring it out, it's very difficult. So that takes time. The way I see the information, the way I want to present it to you guys is a whole other transformation. So it takes time, it takes energy, it takes work, which brings me back to the point I was making. If I'm doing this to open you guys up, to inform you guys, to keep you guys aligned, to help guide you guys, because I'm not a leader. I refuse the leader title. That's why I've always hidden in the background. I'm always in the shadows, because I refuse to be seen. Somebody wrote me and said, we're your flock. We need you to lead us. You lost, dude. Like, I'm not your leader, man. I refute that. I refute those titles. If you know anything about me, if you know anything about your boy, I refuse. I will not be your dear leader. That's everything I stand against. Like, I cannot lead you. You have to lead yourself. I will help guide you. I will help point you to the right direction. As the old wise saying goes, I'll take you to the damn well, but ain't nobody on this planet above or below you that can make you drink from the well. That has to be your choice. So in the end, ultimately, you have to lead yourself. That's what this is all about. It's if it's a great awakening, I can't awake you. I can spark the fire. I can create that spark that will ultimately spark that fire to erupt, to ignite, if you will. But I can never hold your hand and be like, here's the promised land, let's go. Moses, who spent so-called 40 years in the desert, God purposely kept them out of the promised land. He made them stand on top of the mountain and said, look here, you can look at it, but you can't go. Because Moses disobeyed. He didn't listen. They told him to speak to the rock. Here's that theme again, the rock. I guess I'm talking about the rock because it's nature, or the character, the fallen star in Hollywood, the rock. Something's about to go down with the rock, Dwayne Johnson. You never know. Maybe this is why I'm bringing up the rock. But yeah, God told Moses to speak to the rock and tell the rock to do its thing. But instead, Moses was so angry already. He had it with the people, you know, as a leader, right? When you're a leader, you have to take on the responsibility and doing and making sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. In other words, being a leader is being a fucking babysitter. So Moses got mad. He was pissed at the people. And while God was telling him, hey, just speak to the rock, speak to the wall, right? And then the thing will give water, something along those lines. And Moses, instead of talking to the rock, he hid it. And just for that one reason, Moses was kept out of the promised land. And that's some shit. 40 years, you do all this work, all this energy, you spend all this time fighting the Pharaoh. And then you're being told, hey, here's the promised land. You can check it out, but you can't go in. You're not allowed to go in. But what God did do, though, God did send his angels, Michael, to get Moses' spirit. So Moses was lifted from the mountain and was taken directly to heaven. But I bring that up to say, that's the problem with being a leader. You're accountable for every fucking soul. And I refuse to take on that responsibility because you know what? I got my own fucking soul to save. You know, Bible also says salvation is personal. If your salvation is personal, I can't be out here trying to save you while my shit is not all together, is not all right up here. So, you know, we have to put things in perspective, people. Stop looking out for leaders. If you learn anything from me, it's gonna be this: like, nobody's leading you, nobody's gonna save you, nobody's coming down here to save you. We have to save ourselves. We can do it alone, or we could do it together, by air, by land, by sea. However you decide to do it, you're gonna have to save your goddamn soul, and nobody is going to do it for you. It's nobody's job but yours, because you decided to come here. You came here for that mission. You came here for that purpose. So talking about the different dimensions, right? It's 3 physical dimensions. It's 3 material dimensions with different levels of density. You know, the animal kingdom, when you look at the insects, the animals, the rocks, the earth, Dr. Delbert Blair would say there's a whole other kingdom within the confines of nature. Like, if you go dig right now into the soil, and if you would look through a microscope, you would see a whole other dimension of beings. You know, you would see beings that look like so-called aliens. You would see beings that look like you and I, literally. You ever see a tree that has a hole in it? Those are beings that's walking through, in and out, the different vibrational frequencies of the trees, of the forest, of the planet. Again, I'm referencing Lord of the Rings because that book, well, I say book, I was going to say the movie, but the book, which I read first, it's always more interesting to read the book, right? And then when you watch the movie, because the movie never really does the book justice, because movie is like blah, 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 real quick, 2 hours, what a book will give you in like 2 weeks of reading a book. You know, that's that deep. It's a very deep, powerful book. You could tell the guy, I forgot his name, Tolkien, he's a master occultist, because the intel that's in that storyline is powerful. And these beings exist, right? So if you look through that whole story, of Lord of the Rings, it tells you it's like it's different dimensions, it's different levels. And then another dimension is right above you, which is in the air. There's all these entities that are traveling through the air. Like, you know, when you talk about the sky community, the sky watchers, you look at Brother Riz and his channel, the work that he's done, how he breaks down the entities that are in the clouds. They're not really in the clouds, it's really the air, right? Those entities are trapped in the air. And a lot of those entities, they go through this whole process of transmutation because they're trying to come down here. A lot of us, unbeknownst to you, we're trying to get up there, which is what's called 5D. 5D, a lot of people will say 5D as in 5D is the place to go, is the place to be. No, from 1D to 2D, 3D, which is this plane, and then 4D, which is the ethers, the air, and then there's 5D. Just realize that all of these dimensions, they're not outside of the system. So if you happen to escape 3D, right? Say you transition, right? You get ejected from your spacesuit, which is your body, your meat suit, whatever you want to call it. If you get to escape this realm, this side here, and say you jump, you make it through 4, and then you end up in 5D. You still in the system. I don't know. Let me find a better way of explaining that. 5D is not the final destination, is what I'm saying. So you're still trapped within the system. 5D is almost like you're a fucking tropical storm. Yeah, that's right. Those are beings too. I'm going in today, boy. I know I'm giving you guys a lot, but again, guys, this is show number 1. Supposed to be an intro, but I'm looking right now, I'm at least at 20-25 minutes. So much for an intro. So I guess this is the actual show. I can't separate the metaphysics from anything. I guess that's my roots. You know, my roots, the spiritual part of me, the spiritual self, the conscious self, the subconscious self, which is the overlord of this body, won't allow me to do anything without implementing, you know, metaphysics to everything. Once you reach 5D, there's more work to do. 5D is just, that's like you just getting started, baby. What they say is levels to this. There's levels, there's layers, it's more literally multi-dimensions. Right? So again, show number 1, headlines from hell is what I'm calling it. I did a search. A lot of people have used news with attitude. I'm still gonna keep news with attitude, but I'm gonna branch myself out. I'm gonna merge this consciousness out to different formats. The podcast, the monthly show, I'm going to do different segments. I'm going to do this thing called the status quo, where I'm pretty much making a mockery of these fools, of these clowns. Like, we're onto you, we know what you're doing. I'm gonna have different outlets, right? Multimedia outlets where I'm going to dispense this information to you guys. I need your help, guys. If y'all want to donate, I keep saying this, if this information resonates with you, if this information is helping you in any kind of way, and it's helping ease you spiritually, and it's helping you navigate through the system, it's giving you clarity. I'm in a place right now in my life where material gains are not important to me, but I must eat. If this resonates with you, I do expect your reciprocity into giving me back, because I'm out here focusing on delivering the necessary message that our people need in these dire times, to literally awake. Like, not just awaken in a way where they talk about this whole woke shit, this whole woke movement that the mainstream media has literally hijacked, you know. It's not wokeness, you know. It's consciousness in its truest form. So I expect you guys to be like, hey brother, damn, thank you for this information. Damn, this was much needed. I needed to hear this. This is making sense. This is resonating. Wow, I see now. Wow, the fog is literally clearing. Then give back. That's all you gotta do. I'm not asking you for $1,000 donation. I mean, I wouldn't turn that down, but if you got it, better flaunt it, right? Show love, show love. Like, I'm out here doing the work. I'm out here putting you on to game. That's why this is important, that it came to me that this is headlines from hell. I'm literally letting you know what these sucker ass demonic entities are doing, because this is their very last stand on this planet. They're losing grip on the planet, and it's their time to go. They cannot escape 5D. They cannot escape 3D. They cannot escape the fourth dimension, which is the light spectrum. The air above us, fire above us, the electromagnetism beneath us, the water, that's 2 layers, water on the very top, which is the firmament, the plasma, the blood. So there's the material, there's the electromagnetic, there's the etheric, which is the air, and then you have the fire, which is another form of air, fire, air. Remember, I keep telling you guys, all the elements are really the same. They're just been magnetized to different forms. Ain't nobody told you this. Nobody told you this. Air is to water. What is water is to earth. What earth is to fire. Earth is literally fire that's been metabolized into earth, into soil. What is the soil? When you look at the soil, it's literally burned, charred fire. That's what earth is. The soil, the original soil, either going to be very black, right, in its color, or it's going to be very red or very yellow. That's fire. This earth has gone through many processes of fire. In order for the earth to cleanse itself, it has to burn. And that's why a lot of y'all are going to burn, because you don't respect this mother spirit. You shit on this mother spirit, and everyone will be judged according to their carbon footprint. What do you think they mean when they say your carbon footprint? Every step you take on this planet is being recorded by the Great Mother. She knows your deeds. That's why they say at the end, your soul, your spirit is going to be weighed on the scales of Mayat. That's right, baby. On the scales of Mayat. Are you lighthearted, or are you a heavy, dense-hearted motherfucker? You feel me? That's what's happening, people. I know I just threw a whole lot at you in 30 minutes time. This was supposed to be the intro for headlines from hell, because we are in hell and we're bearing witness to it. But the time has come for us to navigate literally through this realm and out into the ethers. And again, 5D is not the destination, people. A lot of people are scamming you when they tell you that, yeah, we're gonna be in 5D. We're gonna get to 5D, and then what, motherfucker? What's after that? It don't stop. It never ends. This shit goes on and on and on and on, like Erykah Badu says. On and on, on and on. This shit is eternal, people. You are an eternal motherfucking soul. Act like one. You feel me? This is it. This is the moment, and this is the perfect time and space. I'm shedding my light. I'm sending my energy, my love to you guys. I'm telling you guys, whatever gifts, whatever talents you've acquired here, whatever experiences that you've learned here, you gotta put it to use. Because at the end, they will ask you, did you fulfill that contract? Did you fulfill that oath? We've all taken oaths, not just the demonic ones, not just the Hollywood elites, not just your so-called celebrities. We've all taken oaths. You're here because you took an oath. I took an oath, and my oath is clear. I've been doing that. I've been staying true. I was going to come here to do. I was going to come here and free minds and free souls and free spirits. I was incarnated into the Haitian bloodline for a reason. I'm an Igbo for a reason. That's the revolutionary bloodline. We did this already. We did this in the ancient times in Dahomey. We freed Dahomey. We freed the Songhai. We freed the Igbo tribe from sea to shining sea, as they say. And I went to Haiti and I freed the people there. I went down South America through Mesoamerica. Our cousins, I freed them. And now here I am again. I'm back here That's the mission. We've been here, we've been back, we never left. We just transmutate on this bitch because time is reversed, right? Staying ahead of the demon, staying ahead of the devil, staying ahead of the light bearer because he wants souls and we free them. That's our job. That's our mental. We here to free souls. We here by all means. So I'm on my job. I'm on my square. And I stand tall. I stand strong. I'm a warrior. I'm a Moshedi of this bitch. Why are you here? Ask yourself that today. Ask yourself that right now. Why am I here? Why did I come here? What's the mission? Remember, what oath did you take? Put a glass of water by your bedside tonight and program that water, that tall glass of water. Talk to it and say, hey, I need to find out tonight in my astral travels, why am I here? I need to remember this mission. Why am I here and what's the plan? There's a lot of deceivers out here, y'all. A lot of people who are here pretending to have access to alien information, alien technology, alien this, alien that. Ain't nothing alien about our birthright, bitch. Alien? You wanna give credit to aliens? No. You got the power. You're here. You're the original. Can nothing be better than you? Nothing precedes and predates the original. You're great. Your great grandmother, your great grandfather, or your great because we're great. They knew this and they put you onto game, but you don't get it. It all goes back to the language. You've always been great. Again, there is nothing greater than thou. You are it. And that's why now they're on a desperate mission to purge you, to purge your light, to purge your darkness, to purge your soul, to purge your consciousness. But we refuse. We refuse. We will fight them. We will fight them to the death. And they will lose because we never die. There is nothing greater than you and I. That's why they say the two words, I am, and everything that follows after that. Nothing beats that. After you say I am what? I am great. I am powerful. I am omnipotent. I am omnipresent. You are the omnipresent, right? Because wherever you are, here you are. Whether it's past, present, or future, wherever you end up, this is where it is. This is where it's happening. So nothing is ever greater than you. And that's the I. The I is present. And not I as the letter I. That's why they perverted the symbology of the I, the so-called Eye of Ra, Eye of Horus. Is the I. It's whatever that is being perceived. They took that. They took all our shit. Don't get me started on that. But the I is the great I that sees all. When they say the all-seeing eye, she gave me the evil eye. Look at him over there. He's giving me the evil eye. Ain't nothing evil about it. The I is present. Is right here, right now. As you're taking in this information, something's happening to you right now, presently. It's doing something to you. My words are penetrating through you. It's resonating. You're like, oh shit, damn. Your higher self will tell you that. What does it mean to be a star? You know, they tell you right in your face. What is a star? A star is one of the original beings who fell down to this earth and have turned it upside down. That's what a star is. A star is a fallen one. A star is a being, is an entity who has to literally take everything that is upright and turn it upside down. Take something that is right and turn it wrong. Righteous to evil. Black into white. Male into female. Female to male. Somebody gonna say, wait a minute, here we go again. He's gonna start talking about transhumanism. It's deeper than that. It's deeper than transhumanism. It's deeper than transgenderism. Let's face it, we've always had transgenders amongst us. We've always had. I mean, thanks to the works of these pioneers. That's right, I call these people pioneers, and I love them. You have your Chinese black, right? You have Nandi, Nandi Truth, Mag Bitter Truth, you know. Thanks to those individuals who have really exposed and literally blew the lid off of this whole agenda. Transhumanism has always been around, going back to Atlantis, going back to the old world, going back to other civilization. You guys know I always talk about this. Androgynous beings walk this earth, walk this planet, right? This 3D plane. And people don't understand why this is called 3D. It's not called 3D because it's just three-dimensional. When they say three-dimensional, it goes deeper than that. This plane, yeah, because I gotta stop referring it to planet, right? As I listen to some of my old videos, I realize I'm saying globe, the globe. I'm making references to the globe. It's all programming. I'm still programmed. As liberated, as free, as independent as my mind is, I find myself still lost, still battling my ego to unchain, unlock, you know, free myself, because there's still certain things that I still find myself saying. Days, weekend, to be weakened. Why should I have a good weekend? Have a great weekend. How can you be weakened, be great? How can you be weak from day to day? You're in the days of the week. You're weakened by the days. Morning, good morning. Hello, good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am. You're taught early on to say good morning. Deep, deep, deep indoctrination. We talk about celebrities, so-called stars, being programmed, being MK Ultra. We've all been programmed. We've all been MK Ultra, you know, because the things that we do by default, the things that we say by default has been stored, has been deeply, deeply programmed. So every single person, every single body on this planet has had one form of mind control or another. We've all been victimized by it. I can't sit here on my high horse looking down on you, talking about how I'm better than you, or I got this, I got that, I know this, I know that. There's things that I knew last week that are completely irrelevant to today. There's things I'm gonna find out tomorrow that's going to make today, the knowledge, the so-called information that I have today, seem ridiculous, seem irrelevant. Knowledge is consistent, y'all. Knowledge is consistent. My mother used to say, the more you live, the more you learn. The more you live, the more you hope. The more you live, the more conscious you become. Hopefully, because there are people out here who aren't learning. They're growing physically. They might be going to the gym every day and pumping iron and looking buffed up, but up here in that crown chakra, up in that dome, there's nothing. They're gone. You know, these what I call the zombies, the soulless ones, the soulless beings. Guys, I'm throwing everything at you. We're about to be out of time, and that's why I see my mission. My mission is clear. My mission is very clear before me. This is why I wake up. I'm divinely guided. I'm divinely inspired to bring you this information at all costs, by all means, by any means. In closing, my people, in essence, don't let them take everything from you. That's the message. We have to take back what's ours, what is rightfully ours. You know, all these signs and symbols they do with their fingers, with their hands, with their faces, it was all meant for us. That's why, you know, they can mock you, they copy you, They steal your culture, they steal your religion, they copy everything you do. It's just on a mundane level, when you see them wearing your clothes and copying your style, to down to even the way you walk. What do you think that is? This whole notion of culture appropriation, that's what that is. But when you break that shit down on a deeper level, like I'm always doing, what are they doing? That's an attempt to literally copy your physical traits. But I'm calling it, this is my term, it's called spiritual appropriation. The demonic beings have spiritually, culturally appropriated you on a metaphysical level. Okay, so that's what it is. You've been spirit cooked. Okay, if you break down the terminology of what spirit cooking is, that's what that shit is. And my next video is going to be about what spirit cooking is. Okay, I'm going to put you guys on to game what spiritual cooking is. That when they were talking about that sunken place, yeah, that's what that is. They've literally got you in a state of not knowing where you are, who you are, where you came from, where you belong. You're just lost. You're not just a people lost. You are a soul group that is lost. I mean, I've just had it, man, and I'm at the point where I'm just exposing the whole fucking system. Whether you call it a matrix, whatever the fuck you want to call this shit at this point, I'm just letting it all out of the fucking bag. So again, in closing, this is what all this is. They've literally put you in a state of not knowing, a state of fear, and then in return, they've literally stolen everything from you. These are beings who have biologically studied you for thousands of years. What do you think? Let's cut a piece here, let's cut a piece there, let's remove this piece and add this piece. They don't know you, they don't know your biology, they don't know your origin. How can I let you conduct an experiment on me if you don't know what the fuck it is you're doing? And so you wonder why our people are so medically fucked up. Our people are so medically fucked up. What do I mean? Our people are always sick. We're always in a state of illness. We're always in a state of dis-ease, right? Not at ease. Because why? Because we've allowed demons to basically run rampant and do all sorts of biological, metaphysical, spiritual, scientific, all kinds of experiment in the process in order for them to take over who you are. When I say Cyranoid, now you guys know what I'm talking about. When Sigmund Freud wrote about the ID and the ego and the higher self and the super ego and all this shit, what do you think he was talking about? And Freud was a demon. Just understand that you are not who you think you are. That's deep. That's fucking deep, yo. If I'm here telling you, someone who's never met you, someone who's never actually been in your presence, and yet I have the fucking balls and I'm standing here, I'm telling you that you're not who you think you are, that's what I'm gonna leave y'all with, man. Just examine yourself. Go into yourself. Take an hour tonight. Take an hour this weekend, right? While you're being weakened after giving them 5 days, and some of us 7 days around the clock of our energy, of our power, of our strength, of our mental, spiritual power, of our strength, of our physical power. We've given it all to the matrix, and now they're telling you bye-bye now, have a good weekend. So take an hour, take a day, and try to examine who you are, because time is up. It's real now. Time has gotten real on this planet, and they're about to do some other crazy shit. All right, remember the theme is dark winter. So you're gonna have to know where you are. You're gonna have to know what you're doing. It's not about where you're going to go. It's about where you are right now. Just do that for yourself, if anything. Okay? I love you guys. Happy Freda. May the ancestors be with you. May the guardians continue to guard you, protect you, watch over you, and may you remain untouched. Not just your body, but your spirit, your mind, because they're obviously sending electric waves out here to distort people's minds, and that's why you see so many people are bugging out. Guard your essence, people. Guard the power that is you. The power has always been with you. The power is always within you, and you are the one you have always been waiting for. Always love, peace,